So I have a rant today. I'm not exactly happy about some things, and I'm going to do my best to try to keep myself calm as I work through this. But y'all listen up, because this is something that's important. I wasn't planning on doing a video today, but the phone gave me a notification for an email, and I got to looking through it, and of course there was some gun rights stuff going on, and this legislation and that legislation and magazine bans, and I got a notification for an email from a company, I'm not going to say who it was, that they had the Smith & Wesson M&P Sport 2 on sale, and below that was like a Trigicon MSR, which I guess MSR is modern sporting rifle. And I didn't think a whole lot of that, but I got to stewing on that. And M&P Sport 2, modern sporting rifle optic. All of this crap. And did you buy your rifle, your AR-15 rifle, for sporting purposes? That's not why I own a rifle. Is this for sporting purposes? No, it's not. These are not sporting items. They are they are life-saving items. I have a rifle, I have a pistol, I have a shotgun. Name all of these things, all of these firearms. They are fighting guns. And the reason I have them is the same reason that you would have a tourniquet, or the same reason that you would own body armor, or the same reason that you would wear a seatbelt. They are not for sporting purposes. They are for life-saving purposes. A gun is a life-saving device. The only time my gun will ever come out and be fired at anything outside of training will be in a life-saving manner. So the fact that what's basically been pushed by the NRA as sporting purposes, and they've got a sporting use, and all of this, I'm just going to call it what it is. All of this bullshit it needs to stop. This stuff is life-saving equipment. It is intended for fighting. The Second Amendment was intended for preservation of life, liberty, country, not for duck hunting, not for three-gun. The argument could be made that the Second Amendment doesn't protect your right to go out and go shoot skeet, or to recreationally shoot rabbits. Maybe if you're doing that for food, which is a life-saving, a life-giving use of a firearm, yes. But we need to get away from this crap. And we need to remember that rights aren't necessary. Yes, they allow us to do something, but at the same time, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, name whichever right you choose. Those rights don't just give us permission. I hate the word permission. It's something we were born with. We didn't have to ask permission for it. They not only gave us the ability to do it, but in my opinion, they gave us the responsibility. The First Amendment gives you the right to be able to speak out against your government, or whatever it may be, and it also, you are bestowed with the responsibility to speak up against something. The Second Amendment not only allows you to own firearms, but it gives you the responsibility to own firearms. The responsibility. to be able to protect and defend you, yourself, and your family. You know, whenever I started this channel, I wanted to stay away from the firearm stuff. I wanted to stick with just preparedness things. I got to looking around at all these channels that I saw that were getting suppressed or just outright deleted, and all of the crap that goes along with firearm stuff and big tech and all of that. This is a preparedness channel, and let's be honest, firearms are part of that. Guns are part of that, ammunition, fighting, and preserving life. Firearms are life-saving tools. When you use a firearm in the way it's intended and the way us as preparedness-minded individuals think, we are not using them to take lives. We hope we never have to. But if we do, we're not using it to take a life. We're using it to save a life. Guns serve the same purpose as a tourniquet. Make no mistake on that. Let me discuss what brought this up. The people that watch my channel, they've already got a rifle. They've already got a pistol. But if you don't, it's past time. We have the President of the United States of America giving praise to Ukraine for passing out AK-47s and ammunition to people that have no training whatsoever. But at the same time, he wants to take away the very pistol that I carry every single day. He wants to make it where I can't get that anymore. He makes jokes about deer wearing Kevlar vests. I'm not interested. The pistol that I carry every day is not for a deer wearing a Kevlar vest. The rifle that I carry every day, I didn't buy that thing for a deer, whether it wore a Kevlar vest or not. I bought it as life-saving equipment. I blame the NRA for this absolute foolishness that we have to justify our fighting tools as having some sort of purpose with sport. That's ridiculous. And we need to stop that. Lucas at T-Rex Arms mentioned the same thing a while back on a video about Smith & Wesson, M&P Sport. Well, if you don't want to call it, the fighting gun or whatever, call it a carbine. Call it a utility rifle. I don't care what you call it. Let's break this habit of calling it a sporting rifle. And while we're at it, we're breaking that habit. We need to spend more time getting this younger generation. People talk about gamers, these gamers or Instagram are ruining the firearms community. Bullshit. How many gamers have gotten into guns directly because of Call of Duty? Let's be honest. They've already somewhat understand how red dot sights work. They already somewhat understand how movement works. So instead of griping about them playing video games all day, why don't we get them out and try to cultivate that interest in these firearms? I'm not going to say I'm going to be doing a whole lot of firearms content, but the time is now, though. I mean, I've got under 1,000 subscribers. Who cares if my channel gets deleted? Who cares? If you have a YouTube channel and you're into firearms or anything like that, go ahead. Join in this with everybody else. Because the only way we're going to change anything is to start normalizing it. Making people understand that tourniquets, fire extinguishers, seat belts, body armor, firearms, all of these things, airbags in cars, they all serve the same purpose. And that's as a life-saving device. Well, anyway, thank you for sticking around. I'm Matt from Bam Ranch. Check us out, leave us a like and a subscribe, and until next time, man, get up off the couch, get outside, and actually go start doing the things.